You ever wonder why you feel like an outsider? Why relationships never seem to work? Why friendships always end in betrayal, silence, or disappointment? Why no one really gets you? It's not because there's something wrong with you. It's because you're chosen. And chosen ones walk alone, not because they want to, but because they're called to. Your loneliness is not punishment. It's protection. You've been pulled away from people because your soul cannot be contaminated with average, with toxic, with fake. You're being hidden in plain sight, shielded by God. Because the wrong people can't be allowed to poison what you're carrying. You are divine cargo, and divine cargo doesn't travel in crowded places. Chosen one, your solitude is sacred. You weren't meant to blend in. You weren't built for small talk, shallow love, or surface-level friendships. That's why you're alone. That's why the people you gave everything to vanished. That's why every connection that started with fireworks ended in silence. It's not bad luck, it's alignment. Your path is too important. Your energy is too rare. Your calling is too deep to allow distractions disguised as relationships. Most people can't handle the weight you carry. They're not equipped to walk with you through the darkness you've survived. They admire your light, but can't handle the process it took to create it. And deep down, you've always known you were different. You saw things others ignored, felt things others couldn't. You never fit in because you weren't meant to. You're not alone because you're broken. You're alone because you're whole in ways others aren't ready to be. You speak truth in a world that rewards illusion. You value depth in a culture addicted to surface. Your energy disrupts people's comfort zones, so they label you as too much, too intense, or too sensitive. But what they really mean is, you see through them. And that makes them uncomfortable. People don't leave you because of you. They leave because of what you reflect back to them. Your presence forces them to confront the parts of themselves they'd rather avoid. You mirror truth, and when people are committed to living in lies, they'll run from anyone who holds up that mirror. So, friendships crumble. Lovers ghost. You give loyalty, you give your heart, and they leave you in confusion. Not because you weren't enough, but because you were too real. Your love is not ordinary. It's not transactional. It's deep, pure, healing. And for most people, that kind of love exposes the emptiness they've settled for. They come close, they taste your light, and then they disappear, not because they didn't feel it, but because they did. And feeling something that real scared them, because it demanded more from them. It made them realize how asleep they were. And not everyone wants to wake up. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Your loneliness is not failure. It's divine positioning. You are being separated so you can be elevated. God removes what's not meant for your future. He detaches you from people, not to hurt you, but to heal you. Because the next version of your life requires clarity. It requires focus. It requires you to know yourself without needing approval, applause, or companionship. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it hurts. You want connection. You want someone to pour into you the way you've poured into others. But the truth is, not everyone is worthy of your energy. And until you realize that, you'll keep repeating cycles with people who drain your spirit. You don't just want friends, you want soul family. You don't just want love, you want divine partnership. And those things require patience. They require you to trust the process. Because when God sends your people, your tribe, your partner, your divine connections, you'll know. You won't have to chase. You won't have to beg. You won't have to shrink. Until then, your solitude is not empty. It's preparation. It's time with yourself, time with God, time to recharge, realign, and remember who you are. Because chosen ones don't follow the crowd, they lead it. And leaders often walk alone before others follow their path. That ache you feel, that desire to be seen, understood, held, it's valid. But don't settle just to fill the void. Don't go back to people who treated you like an option. Don't confuse attention with affection. Don't mistake company for connection. Some people are only around to distract you from your destiny. Your destiny requires you to be sharp, spiritually awake, emotionally grounded. And that can't happen if you're surrounded by people who drain your purpose. That's why you feel exhausted after certain conversations. That's why your spirit rejects certain places. That's your discernment. Trust it. You are being called to higher. And higher means fewer. The air gets thinner at the top. Not everyone can breathe where you're going. Not everyone can walk where you're called. That's why your circle is small or non-existent. But what you lack in numbers, you gain in clarity, in strength, in divine connection. You're not waiting for people. You're building yourself. You're healing. You're aligning. So when the right ones show up, they meet the real you, not the broken, people-pleasing version, but the whole, powerful, divinely guided you. So yes, you're alone, but you're not abandoned. Yes, it's quiet, but you're not forgotten. God hides his most powerful soldiers in silence. He trains them in private. He strengthens them when no one is watching. Because when it's time for you to step into your purpose, you'll do it from a place of unshakable identity. And when that time comes, everything you prayed for will find you. The love, the tribe, the recognition, but it will come to the version of you that didn't quit in the solitude, that didn't give up in the silence, that kept showing up even when no one else did. You're not alone because you're unlovable. You're alone because your love is sacred. And sacred things are not meant to be handled casually. You are sacred space, and sacred space doesn't get open to just anyone. That's why God allowed certain people to walk away, even the ones you thought would stay forever. It wasn't rejection. It was redirection. He saw what you couldn't see. He heard conversations you weren't invited to. He knew their energy couldn't go where he's taking you, so he ended it before it ended you. You didn't lose them. You were released from them. That ache in your heart isn't just from missing people. It's from the shedding of who you were when they were in your life. You're not just grieving connection. You're grieving old versions of yourself. The one who used to tolerate disrespect. The one who overgave. The one who tried to fix people who didn't want to heal. Chosen one, your alum season isn't just about being without others. It's about being with yourself fully, maybe for the first time ever. No distractions, no codependency, no need to perform or pretend. Just you and your truth. Just you and your soul. Just you and the God who's been calling you higher all along. In this quiet place, something powerful is happening. You're learning to validate your own emotions. You're learning to enjoy your own presence. You're remembering who you were before the world told you who to be. And in that remembering, your light is becoming impossible to fake, impossible to replicate. You're becoming real, and real is rare. That's why people are confused by you. You're not following the script. You're not looking for attention. You're not chasing clout or playing games or watering yourself down to keep people comfortable. You're just being you, raw, honest, unfiltered. And that truth shakes people. It either draws them closer or drives them away. There's no middle ground when you're walking in purpose. And yes, the loneliness still creeps in. The desire for connection still knocks. But now you see the difference. You've stopped settling. You'd rather be alone in peace than surrounded by people who drain you. You've outgrown small talk, fake friendships, and surface-level love. You want depth. You want divine alignment. You want to feel seen for your soul, not just your image. That kind of connection is rare. And that's why it takes time. Because God is not just preparing it for you. He's preparing you for it. So that when the right people show up, you don't self-sabotage. So that when real love finds you, you don't push it away because you haven't healed. So that when you meet your tribe, you recognize them by spirit, not just by appearance. Your alum season is healing you. It's detoxing your energy. It's making sure that the next version of your life is built on solid ground. You're not building for quick comfort. You're building for longevity. And that requires foundations others can't see. You're doing deep work, inner work, spiritual work. And that's why it looks like nothing is happening, when in reality, everything is shifting beneath the surface. Your vibration is changing. You've started saying no without guilt. You've started setting boundaries. You've stopped explaining your spirit to people committed to misunderstanding you. That's growth. That's power. And that's why your old life is falling apart, so your true life can finally rise. Don't rush this season. Don't try to force what's not flowing. Trust that your alone time is divine timing. You're not behind. You're not forgotten. You're being shaped in silence, crowned in private, prepared in the dark so that when the light finds you, you don't flinch. You own it. Because when the right relationships do enter your life, they won't confuse you. They'll confirm you. You won't have to question their love. You won't have to chase their attention. You won't have to beg for honesty or affection. Because chosen ones don't need people to complete them. They need people who complement their mission.